on that bike ride, but not halfway as far as time goes. So we've still got a 13-mile run to go over here. So we've got 3 laps of that to be completed in downtown Henderson. We've got another one of our downhill spots on the course, and some of our downhill spots on the course, Chris, are hitting speeds of over 50 miles an hour.
Absolutely. You know, you got to take advantage of that section. You got to make sure that you stay aerodynamic and utilize that speed for your advantage, you know. So these guys on the downhill are going to use that for their advantage to recover a little bit, but it's mainly just to stay tight in an aerodynamic position and maintain your pace.
Well, the speed is on at the Ironman World Championship 70.3. We are speeding off to a break as Craig Alexander goes to the front of the course again with Paul Matthews from Australia. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
After my heart stops beating out of my chest, after I've felt the burn, after I've gone to hell and back, I refuel with chocolate milk to replenish critical nutrients and for high quality protein. That's how I prepare for tomorrow. That's my after.
There's nothing wrong with running on tracks and treadmills. But then again, there's nothing great about it either. Run anywhere with speed and distance powered by Timex GPS.
Health and happiness. Few things in life are as important. We all want to live well, be healthy, laugh often, and learn new things. But it takes effort and making a choice each day to pursue these things. Welcome to UHC TV, an online network from United Healthcare, delivering channels of inspiring and entertaining programs that encourage all of us to grow healthy and live better. This is just the beginning. Join the ranks of the health conscious and discover your daily inspiration on UHC TV.
The Ironman World Championship 70.3 is brought to you by Power Bar Perform, Avon, Foster Grant, Letters to Ironman, and the City of Henderson.
People like to speculate whether I could beat Chrissy or whether Chrissy could never be beaten, and that's fine by me. I mean, I'm glad she's there. I'm glad because I don't think I'd be the athlete that I am now without that competition.
I definitely think the course here in Vegas is a championship-worthy course. You know, the swim, it's a beautiful venue, non-wetsuit. The women and men start separate from each other, which is great, so we have our own race. And then the bike course, it's truly challenging. I mean, you have to deal with the elements of the heat and the wind, and then as well as the hills on the course. And I think, you know, you have to have a sense of pacing with the challenging course, but you also have to have the strength and power and sort of high-end speed to carry you for the whole 56 miles. And the run, it's a really fun run course. I think having the crowd support in the 3-loop run course and sort of seeing your competition makes it a spectator-friendly course and truly worthy of a championship.
Well, right there we heard from Lindsay Corbin. Again, she is out of the race here for the rest of today, and already got a few messages from her. She's ready to start training camp. She's actually coming to Bend, Oregon, to train with me for a month, and
nice.
So she's ready to go. She also gave us her pick for the win today. It was Angela Nath. Unfortunately, I just got an update from the course. Angela has gotten a flat tire. So she, right now, we're not sure if she's out of the race, but that's definitely going to be a hindrance for her to try to get her win. I know she was a favorite for a lot of us. Another update, we never got my pick, Josh. Josh is back here with us. We never got my pick for the win today. It was Michael Raylert.
Right.
Bad news for both of us. Raylert has gotten a penalty. So we're not sure. I think it's a drafting penalty, which means he will have to stop on course at one of the penalty tents.
Is that 2 minutes, or how long is that?
It is a 2-minute penalty, so he is going to be separated from the group, which the advantage of the group at times, even if your legal distance, can be along with a 2-minute time, but then he has to sit there, sign his name, wait for, actually, I'm sorry, it's 4 minutes,
Okay.
And then continue. So for the most part, Michael Raylert, if he does indeed, we'll have to get confirmation, if he did get a drafting penalty, pretty much out for the win. Still has a chance to run up. Obviously, he's a great athlete. But so two of our favorites, a lot of our favorites for today have already been taken out of this race. And I don't even think the course has been able to have its effect on the athletes yet. So a war of attrition today.
That's it, and that's why they run the race. I mean,
Yeah,
that's why
exactly.
they're out there.
Exactly.
You can have the favorites, and but you can get a flat, you can get a penalty. And here we have a look at our leader.
Yeah, it's our lead group there right now. That looks like, I think that's Andy Potts. Again, it's just as hard for us to see as it is for you, but we're trying to get recognition when we can. But there's that lead group. Andy Potts moving up. It looks like he will probably decided not to pass the athlete in front of him. He's staying right at that legal distance. A lot of times we get right at it and stay there, and those guys are all riding at legal distance at this point. As you can tell, sometimes if you get a view of the helicopter from behind, you say, oh, those guys are drafting, but this is a perfect example. Those guys are professional athletes. They're playing to the rules. The rules are, you're allowed to be a certain distance away from the athlete in front of you, and they're getting as close to they can as possible, but they are not cheating. If they do, as we see, we get a penalty.
Welchie was saying it's about 10 meters or 7 bike lengths or so. How much of that is a factor when you're out there on the course? Are you just trying to mind the distance?
Yeah, it's you're trying to mind the distance. Obviously, you're getting pushed the entire time, so you're just doing your best to stay on that wheel. When you get a group like this, and what happened last year, and why a lot of us that were in that group thought it wasn't that hard, was that you get 12 guys that are very good, all within that distance. Even if one athlete on the front is pushing that pace, the athlete behind him can cruise up. And what happens is there's actually the rule when you pass an athlete, it's now the athlete that's been passed. It's his obligation to make sure he drops out of your 10-meter zone within 20 seconds. So whenever that happens, the group actually slows down. So sometimes that'll even be a tactic, as you'll see athletes pass another athlete. Generally, they won't do that. Not really slow down, but get off the pace a little bit. Everybody slows down. And that's why you see these groups of 12 keeping together. It doesn't seem like anybody's really hammered the pace on the front, which could be a mistake. And a guy that I counted out maybe for the chance at a win today, I thought he would need to be within 3 minutes out of the swim to contend, was Sebastian Kienle. And from what we're getting on course, I expect to see him move past these athletes and put an effort in to get off the front of these athletes on the bike course.
Now with Raylert with the penalty, is Crowe the odds-on favorite now going into the run?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends who you ask. For my picks,
right?
Yes, because I thought, I figured Crowe would win, but I think Raylert would put a great effort in. But everybody's got different opinions, and as you said, that's why we race. But right now, Crowe has, he has the best pedigree in the sport. An athlete we haven't talked about too much, Greg Bennett, is still in this group, and you could debate about this all day long. But if you watched Hy-Vee last year and Greg Bennett going up and mostly down those hills, that guy is the best hill runner in our sport.
Right.
Compared with Craig Alexander, you could fight those two night and day. And I know athletes, Greg Welch, who I'm filling in for at the moment, said that he could never train hills with Bennett because he'd just crush him on the downhill. And that's an athlete that has the ability to beat Craig Alexander. And look at this pace. That is Sebastian Kienle.
Goodness.
Unbelievable.